How's everybody going? I'm Forrest, thank you for joining me. This is part 3 of my Idealistic experience for Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. So let's get straight into it. The first one is going to be improved clan battles, but make it in a Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 setting. I actually enjoyed playing the clan battles for the most part, but I just felt that there wasn't enough content to warrant many people, playing the game, playing the mode. It was kind of bare bones in my opinion. If you had new modes, full leaderboards, really emphasize, who the best competitive players are, all for one, who the best teams are. Actually be able to call call your clan a name, or like they do in other FPS titles and stuff. That would be pretty sick. Then have a world leaderboard. Even have some kind of tournament mode where you could play, I don't know how many teams, but 18 brackets or something, 4 teams against 4 teams in a tournament setting. And if you win the whole tournament, you can get I don't know, maybe a customization option or an emblem or something to put on your team, as a badge of honor, maybe. Just shooting ideas there. But that would be really beneficial because, people only play missions or they play single player. There isn't really much else to do in Sigma 2. So the second thing is going to be about difficulty trophies stacking. I think a lot of people would welcome this change because when you start the game new, you can only play the game on Acolyte or Warrior difficulty. So if you play Warrior first, you don't get the trophy for beating the game on Easy mode or Acolyte, which is kind of stupid. It would have been awesome if they, made it so they stack. But going back to that, it would be even better, in my opinion, if they did something similar to Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1. Have a challenge set in the game that you're not supposed to, be able to win. It could be a challenge area. I don't really know. I'm just brainstorming ideas. Something that you're not supposed to be able to do yet. And if you can do it, then you unlock the next difficulty up. Take Sigma 1. In Sigma 1, if you beat Doku on Chapter 2, I think it is, he's supposed to beat you. But if you beat him, you unlock the next difficulty up in the single player. That's super sick. Compared to what we've got in Sigma 2, where you have to do every single difficulty. If I'm good enough to beat Master Ninja difficulty, then obviously I'm overqualified to play Acolyte, and it's just going to be a boring playthrough. Same for Warrior. I mean, it's just one of those small details that can make a big difference. I feel like a lot of players don't play Sigma 2 because, they're all about trophy hunting. Because they're about trophy hunting, you've got to do at least 7 playthroughs. I think that turns a lot of people off from the game because they don't want to play the game that many times. So the next one is going to be about balance issues with the game. Now what do I mean by this? Some weapons in the game are far superior to others, and other weapons are just super shit. That's just the way it is. If you look at, I don't know, let's just go in Acolyte 1 just so we can see the weapons clearly. So what weapons need severely buffing as far as Ryu's concerned? Falcon Talons needs buff. That needs to be buffed. That weapon is not that great, in my opinion. You need to buff KG a little bit. It's a little bit weak, in my opinion. Scythe is definitely circumstantial. It's a decent weapon, but it's not anything to write home about. Talonflare is strong as hell. You don't need to nerf that. Flail I guess you could improve the damage a little bit. I mean, really, we only use flail for, you know, karma and stuff. Emma's Fang is utter shit. Like, I don't care who you are, I don't care what your experience is with the game. That weapon sucks dick. It really does. If you compare Emma's Fang to any other weapon in the game, I would prefer any other weapon in the game than that piece of shit. That's just the way it is. Rachel, yeah, you don't really need to like buff Rachel. Let's face it, she's already buff. Ayane, you need to buff. Seriously. Momiji, she needs buffing as well. I hate playing as Momiji. I think she's pretty bad in the game. Apart from a few loops and stuff that she hasn't really got much. So that's going to be point number 3. Point 4 is going to be a recycle thing from, I think it was in Razor Edge. It could have been in Ninja Gaiden 3. And that's in-game challenge arenas. You know, I think in Razor Edge, if you collected crystal skulls, then you would be able to do these challenges. You know, that would be pretty sick. At least it would give the game more, not really longevity, but a bit more variety. Like if there was quite a lot of them. You know, if there was at least a challenge arena in every single chapter, but then when you play harder difficulties, the challenge arenas change accordingly, so they're in different locations, they're different challenges altogether. That would be pretty sick. At least they give you something else to do, something to aim for. You know, by all means have a leaderboard for all the challenges, showing like, you know, the fastest times and like being able to save a click to that, so people can show off different strategies and different ways to do them. That'd be pretty sick. Now, the 5th one is going to be, I'd say more about presentation rather than anything else. It is definitely going to be an important area to discuss. So, first I'm going to get to the point where I need to be, which is Ninja Records. I feel like the Ninja Records could be a lot better with presentation wise. Imagine if first there's a notification system, and the notification system allowed you to follow a player or follow multiple players that you had an interest in following. Then from that you could get a notification to say, this player has uploaded a new replay. If they've achieved a new feat in the game, if they got let's say the challenge mode, let's say there's bronze, silver, gold on the requirement or the medal or whatever. If somebody got all gold, it would come up like this player you followed has got all gold on all challenges on Master Ninja or Mentor, whatever. Something like that, and then obviously change the Ninja Record presentation. Make it so, I don't know, maybe have as the background, but not the whole background, maybe a banner of their favourite character, just at the top where it's got completion rate, have that the main character that they use. Then in the top corner, top left or top right, have their national flag. Then have their Ninja Records going down. Maybe even a small strip going across to say, people they associate with, people they play alongside the most, what times they're available to play, little details like that. How many deaths they've had against each different enemy and boss in the game, because at least that would show people your weaknesses. I think that would be really good. There's so many things that you could do. I'm going to end the video here because I'm almost at recording time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.